Hello Vault Hunters, Blex here, and today I'm going to share some tips that I wish I knew on my first playthrough of Borderlands 3. It's a cruel world, we all have jobs, we all have things we need to do.
I just got my 6th promotion this week and I still don't know what I do.
Who cares how high they promote you? Everyone just gets paid in pills.
And I'm here to give you some tips that'll save you time and save some headache on your first playthrough. Now if you have infinite time resources, then these may not apply to you. Also, if you're obsessive or maybe a little OCD, first, I'm sorry. And maybe these tips aren't good for your psyche. With all that being said though, let's jump into it. Tip number 1, rush the main story.
Life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.
Ferris's opinion in this particular case does not apply. The main story is magnificent and a joy to play. So 1, it's going to be really hard to pull yourself away and do the side quests, and I'm sure these side quests are amazing and fun, but since these side quests don't scale, you often end up doing these side quests and gaining too much XP, outleveling the content, and hurting your XP gain, driving up the amount of time it takes to level and progress. Also, there's some vital items you may gain from the main story, hint hint, wink wink, so come back and smell the roses on True Vault Hunter mode instead of normal mode. So speaking of smelling roses, don't pick the flowers, if you know what I mean. There's iridium nodes, iridium writings that appear, and you can't do anything to them, and hint hint, wink wink, they become accessible later on. So don't be an idiot like me and try shooting them at rockets, try throwing grenades to destroy these nodes, because you just cannot unless you get a specific item.
To tell you that as of today, PTV is officially shut down.
Shut me down, eh? Well, you'll have to catch me first.
Before we dive into the next one, a quick plug, please like and subscribe if you like my content. I put a lot of time and effort into this content, and no one really watches it, so any like and subscribe means a ton to me. I recognize your name, and I appreciate it, and it motivates me to keep going. That being said, let's dive into the next round of tips. My next major theme is don't loot things.
Ooh, a piece of candy. 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 Ooh, a piece of candy.
Let James Woods be an example that if you follow a trail of candy, you eventually get trapped. There's nothing that you want from the initial normal mode playthrough that's worth wasting your time running and collecting things. If you need ammo and health, sure, go and grab it. That's necessary to keep playing the game. But if you see a green item, don't pick it up. Blues and purples are the minimum that you want to pick up. Greens and grays just end up clogging up your bag, wasting time running to the machines to sell, and more importantly, those things give you no money early game. You want to wait till late game. As you level up, weapons become worth more, and for the same amount of time invested, you gain a significant bump to the amount of money you earn. So it's not like you're planting a tree here hoping it'll grow and be fruitful later down the road. You're just getting the money for free down the road for less time spent and more efficiently. Now this goes the same for containers as well. Those mini safes, those fridges, do not open them expecting anything good because there's nothing good in them. You want to wait till you're in True Vault Hunter mode or level cap to really be farming and min-maxing for those rare items. It's just more efficient for your time. If you get any weapons now, they're obsolete later. If you get a weapon at level cap, it means something. It actually has value. It can help you in certain other game modes. So wait, be patient, and save your time. Next, a combat tip. While fighting, use grenades liberally. Now if you're Zane, this might not apply to you, but otherwise, use grenades as much as you can. It's so easy to forget that you have the G button and you can throw out grenades. Grenades can give you lifesteal. There's some ice grenades as well that I found to be particularly helpful for CCing enemies. Once I started incorporating them, it became so much easier to progress through the campaign. Also, if you're worried about running out, don't be worried. There's plenty of drops along the way, and I never really had an issue with having enough grenades. Along with having enough space to store your ammo, make sure you buy SDUs at every opportunity you can. Plow all of your available cash into SDUs at Marcus's shop. Now, I personally recommend prioritizing grenade SDUs, shotgun SDUs, and SMG SDUs, as those ammo types seem to run out the quickest. Now that might change depending on what character you play, but in my personal experience, those are the most important to prioritize. Lastly, let's end this on a contradiction. Now if you get a crew challenge quest, side quest, I would highly recommend you take it. These are quests that come from Sir Hammerlock or Zero or someone else in the crew on the Sanctuary ship that give you a ton of XP for not a lot of work. Both the Hammerlock and Zero ones I encountered took about 2 minutes and gave me about 2/3 of a bar of XP for my effort. So highly recommend it. You get a bunch of loot, quick XP, and it's a no-brainer. Those are my major tips for your first playthrough in Borderlands 3. This game is a grindy looter shooter, so where you can maximize your time and become more efficient, you should always choose that route. You'll eventually get to see it all, so why waste time now doing what you can do later when it's more efficient and you can get level cap drops instead of level 13 drops. So thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe.